Welcome back to Winning Isn't Easy. Why the language in an ERISA Summary Plan Description and an Administrative Service Agreement can make all the difference in how your ERISA disability claim is handled and by whom. Now, you probably are confused by these terms, Summary Plan Description and Administrative Service Agreements, because they are not sort of commonly thrown around in the context of an ERISA disability claim, other than maybe the SPD, but certainly not the Administrative Service Agreement. So this can be a confusing world to navigate, especially when it comes to understanding who's responsible for what and who ultimately makes the decision on your claim. An employer can or cannot offer employee benefits. They can offer short-term benefits. They can offer long-term benefits. So let's talk about the role your employer plays in this type of situation. Now, you can have a situation where the employer is basically self-administering a plan. That's called being self-insured and self-administered. So they decide who is owed the benefits. They'll interpret the terms of the plan, and they'll also pay them. Or you have a situation where the employer has a plan, but they hire a claims administrator to decide the claim. And then they pay the benefits, not the claims administrator. Sedgwick is one well-known claims administrator. Now, an employer may decide, look, I'm going to offer short and long-term disability benefits, but I don't want to be involved. I'm going to go out and contract with a company like Unum or Lincoln. And they are going to decide our employees' entitlement to benefits. I'm not going to have any input in it. And this disability carrier is going to pay the benefits. So what happens if your claim gets denied or benefits terminated? Who are you going to sue? The answer can be found in two places. And it's important for us lawyers because we need to understand who we're suing and where we're suing. The first place it can be found is in something called the Summary Plan Description, SPD, or the Administrative Service Agreement, ASA, which is the agreement between the carrier and the claims administrator. So why is all of this important? Well, let me tell you the story of Shea in the case of Shea versus Unum Life. This is a case out of Massachusetts. And Shea sued Unum, Massachusetts General Brigham, and Massachusetts General Hospital long-term plan. Sued everybody. Unum said, hey, wait a second, we want to be dismissed from this party. We got other things to do. Shea objected and said, look, I want Unum there. So ultimately, the court has to decide, and the court looks at the summary plan description and looks at the servicing agreement. And under the plain language of both of these documents, the court found that the plan did not give Unum the discretion to determine entitlement to benefits or to interpret the plan terms. All Unum did was to act as the claims administrator, since particularly Mass General Brigham had the final authority to authorize payments. And as a result, the court said Unum has no fiduciary duties and dismissed them from the litigation. Now, based on my experience from Unum, I think that was a happy thing. And Shea had to deal with her employer's long-term plan and not deal with Unum. But you can see that who got sued was decided based on the employer's arrangement, or the way that the employer set up their short or long-term disability plan. Were they self-insured, self-administered? Were they self-insured, administered by somebody else? Or did they wash their hands of it and say, we're going to let somebody else, like Unum, pay the benefits and make that determination to pay those benefits? In this instance, however, Unum was a plan administrator. Got it? If you have any questions about these kinds of issues, please don't be shy about contacting an experienced ERISA disability attorney. It's got to be sorted out. They're going to want the policy, they're going to want the plan, potentially they're going to want the summary plan description and the servicing agreement before they'll be able to give you an answer and decide how they're going to go about filing the complaint against whom and where they're going to be doing that. Got it? So I know we've covered a lot of ground relating to understanding policies and plan language and terms, from providing evidence in your disability claim to navigating unrealistic settlement expectations and understand the complexity of travel while collecting benefits. I hope you found this helpful. And again, please, if you have, like our page, leave a review, share it with our family or friends, subscribe to our podcast. And by the way, we want you to note that at the beginning of every episode description, there's a link where you can send us questions. And we love questions. We might even feature your question in a episode in the future. Got it? All right. Thanks for listening to our discussion about ERISA disability benefits, policies, and plans. And we hope you have a great day. Thanks.